It's just too hard. I just think everything tastes so bland right now. I just can't do it all at once. It's just too much pressure. Do these kind of sound like things you've heard yourself say? Well, stay tuned for my top 5 tips on how to transition easily to veganism. Hi everyone, my name is Shannon and welcome back to my channel. I go over delicious food, vegan reviews, and holistic living over 40. Today I'm going to touch on a topic that a lot of people seem to have a little bit of a struggle with when they first decide that they want to go vegan, or they have already started going vegan, and there's just a lot of pressure to be perfect nowadays. These are some tips that I think might help you, and make sure you stick around to the very end for the most important tip. So, tip number 1 is going to be to find out what your why is. I know you've probably heard this in other areas of your life, but just like that, veganism, it has multiple meanings to multiple different people. So you need to really find out what your why is. Are you doing it for the animals? Are you doing it for your health? Are you doing it to help save the planet? I know some people say it's a couple of those things, or I might have started out in one area, but now that I've been vegan for a while, I found out that it's all 3 different areas. In the beginning, you really kind of want to just focus in on that one why. For me, I originally started watching what I was eating, changing my diet because of my health. But when I actually decided to go vegan, that I did because of the animals. I watched a documentary and I decided I could never go back to eating animals after seeing the suffering that they go through. And that, to me, to this day, brings me to tears, just because I flash back to what I saw in those documentaries, and I won't go back. I don't care how much I miss the flavor of chicken, or how easy it is to just go out with friends and do things. It's not worth it to me to ask another creature to sacrifice its life just because I enjoyed how it tasted. It's not necessary for your body to function, so I'm not gonna do it. So you need to really find out what your why is. Are you doing it because you don't want to see this planet go to horrible extremes? You want a nice place for your kids to live. Are you doing it for the animals because you don't want them to suffer because there's too many animals disappearing and going extinct? You want your kids to know what an elephant is or what a rhino is? Are you doing it because you know that you want to be around to see your grandkids grow up and you've got so many health issues right now, you just don't know where to turn? Find out what that why is. The second tip that I suggest for you guys is to take this in baby steps. You don't have to have this as an all or nothing. I know everybody kind of has that mentality, either I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it at all type of a thing. A lot of people can't do it that way. That's why you see a lot of failures happen, is because they feel like there's this all or nothing mentality. I know personally with me, like I said, I watched that documentary, and from that moment on, never ever again am I going to knowingly ingest anything that is made from animals. I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to put it on my face. Nothing anymore. But a lot of people, they need those little baby steps, those small accomplishments. If you have to just change one meal a day, that is a life saved. A step forward for this planet, a step forward for your health changing back to what it should be. If you just go ahead and decide to have one day a week as being vegan, that's a huge step. If you decide that you can't go vegan completely and you can give up all animal proteins, but you just really can't give up dairy right now, great. That's still a step forward. You want to keep moving forward. Do what you can do, what you feel comfortable with now. focus on now and not where, oh my goodness, I have to be, you know, everything vegan right now. Just little changes right now and see how those hold. Well, those are the first two tips. I hope you guys are getting a lot of great value out of this. And if you are, please hit that like button on the little below the video. Just want to make sure that you guys are really enjoying this, that you're really starting to connect with some of these tips. So the next one that I have for you guys is tip number 3. And tip number 3 is to use those transition foods if you need them. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with transition foods. Everybody is now like, oh, they're unhealthy or they're evil, or you really shouldn't be doing that. You should be whole foods, plant-based. And not everyone can do that. I mean, I've been vegan for almost 2 years now, and I still use the transition foods. And for those of you that aren't really sure what transition foods are, that's what I usually refer to as like your packaged foods, your boxed foods. You know, stocking up your pantry with some vegan soups or a vegan mac and cheese, or having that vegan pizza in your freezer. Something that reminds you of what your regular diet consisted of, but something too that even now with being fully vegan, there are days that I don't have time to cook. There are days that I just don't want to cook. So you just kind of need those things to keep you on the right path and to help you out in those times. So there is nothing wrong. They aren't evil. You do have to make sure that you don't solely live on packaged processed foods. They're not the greatest for you, but there is nothing wrong with supplementing once in a while. You know, for me, you've probably seen some of my videos. I do a lot of semi-homemade type of things where I might use that prepackaged pizza, but I also cook up in a skillet a bunch of veggies to put on that pizza because I'm a veggie girl. I love veggies. And frankly, they just do not put enough on frozen pizzas. So tip number 4 is to start doing some research. It doesn't matter if you've decided to commit to the vegan lifestyle or if you're just thinking about becoming vegan. Research is key. It will help you so much during this transition, and it can be a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but I love researching. For me, at the end of the night, when I'm kind of winding down, I don't really want to watch TV. I like to open up the computer, you know, watch some YouTube videos, some documentaries, open up a magazine. When the libraries were open, I like to go there and check out some different types of books, different people's websites, and use that in your arsenal of things to bring to the vegan table. Is there an area like you love fashion and you just really want to know, wait a minute, is veganism in the fashion industry? What should I or shouldn't I be wearing? Do you love beauty and makeup? There are a lot of things with testing on animals. There's different parts of animals that are used in beauty makeup. There is a lot of stuff to learn about and research about. You may find a new passion. I started out doing veganism to save the animals, but I can't believe how much I've learned in these last 2 years about how much going into a vegan lifestyle saves the planet. I mean, you know, they always say, watch how much you drive in your car, watch how long your showers are. That is nothing into comparison for going vegan. I mean, you make such a huge change by doing it. So there's a lot of things that you can learn, but I will give you guys this little tip. Be careful. You can go down the rabbit hole. I spend hours searching different topics, going, oh, this is neat. Oh, wait a minute, now this is neat. No, wait a minute, what about this? Oh, what? You mean this? So 10 minutes might turn into a couple of hours, so just pace yourself. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of people to follow. Just take, again, following tip number 1, baby steps. So If you are really enjoying this video right now, please remember to hit that subscribe button and that notifications bell to get more videos like this in the future and to help build your arsenal in the vegan lifestyle. So here it is, the last tip. Tip number 5, the most important one that I think is out there. And I want you guys to listen to this because this to me is extremely important, and I would also say one of the main reasons why people can't really sustain this lifestyle. They're constantly in their head and they think that they have to be perfect, that the vegan police are gonna come and get them and be like, no, you're not the perfect vegan, that you're not doing everything right, you're not going to vigils, you can't leave your house without hurting something, that you have to do everything the way that it says by the book. And that's not true. I'm here to tell you whatever you can do is good enough. You do not need to be perfect. Perfect is never possible. It is not attainable. You're gonna get in your car and you're gonna hit a bug. You take the dog for a walk, you're gonna accidentally step on an ant. You know, something is gonna happen. Mom, even yesterday, I haven't had dairy in a long time. She was so happy. She got me these new crackers and she swore, she looked up and down on the ingredient list and didn't see any type of non-vegan ingredient. Well, she has a tendency to put things back and grab from behind it. Well, guess what? She didn't check the box. I was so excited that she got me something new. I didn't check the box because she said, oh, I've checked it a number of times, it was good. As soon as I put that in my mouth, I knew there was dairy in it because it was not a plain sea salt cracker. It was nacho flavored. So, everybody makes mistakes. You don't have to be perfect. I stopped eating the crackers. I told Mom they tasted amazing, thanks, but the box is yours, and I put it back up in the pantry for her. You just go back and say, okay, that was not an intentional ingestion of animal products. I should have probably, even though she said she checked it a number of times, I should have probably checked it again. But we're human. We make mistakes. People do it all the time. You're not intentionally doing it. So forgive yourself. It happens and move on. Remember, perfect is not possible. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed these 5 tips to transitioning to veganism. I know some of them might be a little hard for you. I know a lot of us want to be perfect and compare ourselves to other people. We can be our own worst enemy. But these are just some things to help you out in that transition. And if it's something that you really enjoyed, just to let you know, I will be doing my next video on my vegan story. So if that's something that you're interested in and learning about my vegan story, make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button so that you'll know when it comes up. All right, everyone, thank you. I hope you really enjoyed this and have a great day.